Ladies and gentlemen, you want 2025 to be different. You want to go somewhere you ain't never been. Then you're gonna have to become someone you've never been. You understand me, that comfort zone. It's a coffin with soft pillows. Looks nice, feels safe, smells like death. This ain't about doing more, this is about becoming more. See, you gotta go hard every single day, not sometimes, not on Mondays, not just when the mood hits. Every single day, cause the world, it don't owe you nothing. Opportunity don't come knocking anymore, it's out there getting chased by the hungry, the focused, the relentless. You want it, you better be running. Let me tell you something that's gonna sting. Average effort gives you average results, and average is addicted to excuses. You know how many dreams got buried under excuses. Too many. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. It's not the right time. Listen, tired is the tax you pay for greatness. Fear is the toll at the bridge of destiny. You don't walk around it. You don't jump over it. You walk through it, face first, chin up. See, talent is cheap. Everybody got a little something, a little spark. But fire, that's different. Fire takes fuel. Fire takes oxygen. Fire takes friction. You want to burn bright, you better embrace the heat. You want to be seen, be known, be respected. Then you better bring the heat with you, every room you walk in. We ain't in 2024 anymore. That was last chapter. That chapter's closed. Lessons learned or lost. But this one, this chapter, this is go hard season. This ain't the year to chill. This the year to sweat. This the year to bleed a little if you must. You want something you ain't got, you better be willing to do something you ain't done. You got to want it like a drowning man wants air. You hear what I'm saying? Imagine your head's underwater, no oxygen, chest burning, everything in your body screaming for air. Now imagine you want your dream like that. That's the go hard mindset. That's how legends are made. You waiting on motivation, that's the problem. You keep waiting on a feeling. You keep waiting on the sunshine. Let me tell you something real. It don't always shine. Sometimes it storms. Sometimes it's dark. Sometimes you gotta build your dream in the rain. You got to grind wet. You got to hustle soaked. You got to build your ark while the sky's still falling. You waiting on motivation. Nah, you need discipline. Motivation is cute. Discipline is loyal. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline stays with you like your shadow. It gets up when you get up. It goes to sleep when you do. Sometimes later. Discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline just does. You want 2025 to reward you, then you better get serious. Not pretend serious. Not fake hustle for Instagram serious. I'm talking 10 toes down. Show up when it's hard, sacrifice sleep. Skip the party, invest in your growth serious. What do you believe about yourself? No, really. What do you believe? Because you'll never outwork your belief system. You believe you're average. That's where you'll live. You believe you can't do it. You just built your own prison. You better start speaking life. You better start seeing yourself as chosen, called, sent not by man but by purpose. You tired of being overlooked? Then stop waiting to be seen. Make noise with your work. Make noise with your excellence. Make noise with your consistency. Everybody loud on day 1. But let me see you still standing on day 91. Let me see you when it's lonely. Let me see you when nobody's clapping. That's where champions are built in silence. Pressure busts pipes, but pressure also makes diamonds. Which one are you? You folding or you forming? You breaking or you building? You collapsing or you climbing? Cause that mountain that ain't there to stop you. That mountain is a mirror. It shows you who you really are. It shows you what you're made of. Don't you run from it. You climb it. With bloody hands if you have to. Listen to me, you got a gift. Yes, you, stop doubting it. Stop watering it down. Stop trying to fit in when you were born to stand out. Your gift might not look like theirs. That's fine. This ain't about comparison. This is about commitment. Water your own grass. Plant your own seed and work your soil every day. Don't check the harvest too early. Grow roots first. See, there's levels to this. There's the level you're on. And the level you could be on, that gap, that's discipline. That gap is daily choices, and no one's gonna close that gap for you. You got to want it bad enough to stretch. You got to want it bad enough to sacrifice comfort. To stop negotiating with laziness, stop dating distraction, break up with doubt, get married to purpose. You know how people say, "I'll start tomorrow." Let me tell you something about tomorrow. It's a liar. Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's just a thief in a tuxedo. It'll take your dreams while smiling in your face. Start now, start broke, start scared, start unsure, just start. The go-hard mind said doesn't wait on perfect. It moves anyway, you looking for signs. This is it. This is the wake-up call. This is the whisper turning into a roar. This is your shot, your year, not because the world said so, not because I said so, but because you decided so. The moment you decide, that's when everything starts shifting. That's when doors start opening. But you gotta knock. You gotta push. Sometimes you gotta kick them down. People might not believe in you. That's okay. People might laugh. That's okay. People might leave. That's okay. You ain't doing this for applause. You're doing this for legacy. Legacy means something. Legacy is what's left when the noise is gone. You planting seeds now for trees you may never sit under, but your kids might. Somebody you'll never meet might, and they'll be better because you went hard. So what's stopping you? Fear. Let me tell you about fear. Fear is loud but weak. Fear is a shadow, all bark, no bite. Fear can't kill your dream, but surrender can. Procrastination can. Laziness can. Playing small can. And you weren't built for that. You were built to dominate. Not people, but purpose. You were built to lead, not followers, but impact. You were built to build, create, influence, change. You waiting for the stars to align. You are the star. You waiting on the light. You are the light. You waiting on favor. Favor follows focus. Focus on the mission. Focus on the next rep, the next call, the next workout, the next hour of study. Keep showing up and watch what follows. This world is full of people who almost did it. Almost started, almost finished, almost changed. Don't be almost, be all in, be relentless, be undeniable, so when they see you, when they speak your name, they speak it with respect, not because you were lucky, not because it was easy, but because you refuse to quit. You're not a victim of your situation. You're the architect of your future. If you're broke, build. If you're tired, rest then rise. If you're scared, do it scared. But don't you dare sit down in the middle of the storm. You get up, you straighten your back, you fix your eyes forward, and you go hard. 'Cause one day they gonna ask you, how did you do it? And you'll look him in the eye and say, I didn't blink, I didn't break, I didn't run, I got up when I fell, I stayed when it was hard, I believed when no one else did, I went hard every day, every night, I went hard until I became it. So get up, wake your gift, honor your calling, pay your dues, show your grit. Speak with purpose, move with power, walk in excellence, lead with fire, and if they wonder what happened to you in 2025, tell them I went hard. You are the answer you're waiting for, a truth that resonates deeply yet often feels elusive in the noise and chaos of daily life. In moments when uncertainty looms large and doubts crowd the mind, it's tempting to look outward for solutions, whether in the advice of others, external circumstances, or fleeting inspiration. But the reality is, the power you seek, the guidance you need, and the strength to overcome lie already within you. This concept may seem simple or even cliché on the surface, yet it holds a profound depth that can transform how you approach your journey. At the core of this understanding is the idea that you are a unique constellation of experiences, insights, and capacities. You have been shaped by your past, influenced by your relationships, and molded by the countless decisions you've made. In this tapestry, every thread counts. Every struggle and triumph adds to the resourcefulness that defines who you are. When you pause to look inward, you often find a wellspring of resilience and wisdom that has been quietly growing beneath the surface, waiting for the moment when you recognize its presence. This inner answer is not just about having the right information or knowing the right path. It's about cultivating trust in yourself, even when the external world seems uncertain or overwhelming. Trust is the foundation upon which self-reliance is built. It doesn't imply arrogance or a refusal to seek help or learn from others, but rather a fundamental belief that you possess the capacity to adapt, to find solutions, and to move forward in alignment with your authentic self. When you develop this trust, you begin to notice subtle shifts, a growing sense of clarity, a quieter mind, and a stronger connection to your inner compass. Many people spend years searching for external validation, for mentors who can hand them the keys to success or happiness. Yet, while external guidance can be valuable, it is never a substitute for the relationship you cultivate with yourself. The answer you seek is not a thing to be found outside, but a realization to be uncovered within. This process often requires courage to face your fears, to confront uncomfortable truths, and to step into the unknown with a willingness to learn and grow. Being the answer also means embracing your imperfections and limitations. Perfectionism, or the pursuit of an idealized version of yourself, can create barriers that keep you disconnected from your authentic self. When you allow yourself to be human, to make mistakes, and to experience vulnerability, you open the door to genuine self-discovery. This vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a doorway to deeper understanding and connection, both with yourself and others. In embracing your whole self, you unlock the potential to live more fully and more freely. The process of finding the answer within also involves listening to your intuition, to your body, and to the quiet voice that often gets drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Intuition is a form of knowing that transcends logical reasoning. It is an inner sense of alignment that guides you toward choices that resonate with your true nature. Learning to trust this inner voice requires patience and practice. It may manifest as a subtle feeling, a thought that won't let go, or a sudden insight that shifts your perspective. When you honor these moments, you deepen your connection to the answer residing inside you. Furthermore, recognizing that you are the answer you're waiting for encourages personal responsibility. It means acknowledging that while you may not control all external circumstances, you are responsible for your response to them. This mindset is empowering because it shifts your focus from helplessness to agency. You begin to see that you have the ability to influence your reality, to create change, and to shape your destiny. This responsibility is not a burden but a gift, an invitation to live consciously and intentionally. In this light, challenges and setbacks become opportunities rather than obstacles. Each difficulty you face is a chance to tap into your inner resources and discover new facets of your strength. The more you rely on your internal guidance, the more you build resilience, confidence, and self-awareness. You learn to navigate life with a sense of purpose and direction that is grounded in your own values and desires, rather than external expectations or societal pressures. This journey inward also fosters a deep sense of peace and acceptance. When you realize that the answers are already within you, there is less need for frantic searching or comparison. You begin to accept where you are in your process, knowing that growth unfolds in its own time. This acceptance doesn't mean complacency, but rather a gentle acknowledgement of your current reality, combined with a commitment to move forward. It is a balance of patience and perseverance that creates space for transformation. Moreover, being the answer you're waiting for connects you to a larger sense of purpose. As you align more closely with your inner truth, your actions naturally reflect that alignment. You become more authentic in your relationships, more passionate in your pursuits, and more grounded in your values. This authenticity creates ripple effects, inspiring others to seek their own answers within and fostering a community built on mutual respect and understanding. The idea that you are the answer also challenges societal narratives that promote dependence on external authorities or quick fixes. In a world that often emphasizes consumption, distraction, and instant gratification, turning inward can feel countercultural. Yet, this inward turn is essential for sustainable fulfillment and true empowerment. It invites you to slow down, to reflect, and to engage deeply with your own life story, rather than being swept along by external currents. This path is not linear or easy. It involves moments of doubt, frustration, and uncertainty, but these moments are integral to the process. They test your commitment to yourself and deepen your understanding of who you are. Each time you choose to listen to your inner guidance despite fear or confusion, you strengthen your connection to the answer within. In essence, the recognition that you are the answer you're waiting for is a call to awaken to your own power and potential. It's an invitation to stop looking outside for validation, direction, or approval, and to turn your attention inward with curiosity, compassion, and courage. This awakening is a profound act of self-love and self-respect, a foundation upon which a fulfilling and meaningful life can be built. By embracing this truth, you transform your relationship with yourself and the world. You move from a place of searching and uncertainty to one of discovery and confidence. You realize that the path forward is illuminated not by external lights, but by the steady flame of your own inner wisdom. This flame may flicker at times, but it never goes out. It is your constant companion, your guiding star, and your most reliable source of strength and clarity. In this ongoing journey, you become both the seeker and the found, the question and the answer, the challenge and the solution. It is a dynamic dance of becoming, unfolding in layers and dimensions that reveal more of your true self with each step. The power to create change, to heal wounds, to dream boldly, and to live authentically rests firmly within your grasp, waiting to be recognized and embraced. Pressure builds purpose, a force that shapes and refines the very essence of who we are and what we are meant to do. It is an undeniable truth that the challenges we face and the pressures we endure have a transformative quality, one that compels us to look beyond comfort zones, to stretch our capacities, and to awaken dormant potentials. Without pressure, purpose can remain dormant, vague, or undefined. But when pressure mounts, it demands clarity, action, and a deeper alignment with what truly matters. Pressure comes in many forms: external demands from work, relationships, or society; internal struggles such as self-doubt, fear, or frustration; or unexpected crises that force rapid adaptation. These pressures often feel overwhelming at first, like weights that threaten to crush rather than uplift. Yet it is precisely in these moments, when the pressure becomes intense, that purpose has the opportunity to emerge most powerfully. Like a diamond forged under immense heat and pressure, purpose is crystallized through trials, becoming sharper, clearer, and more resilient. One of the reasons pressure is so intimately connected to purpose is because it serves as a catalyst for focus. When life is easy and demands are minimal, it's easy to drift aimlessly or lose sight of what truly matters. Pressure, however, narrows the field of possibilities and forces you to confront what is essential. It compels you to prioritize, to make decisions, and to commit to a path that might otherwise remain hidden or unexplored. In this sense, pressure is not merely a burden but a clarifying agent, distilling your goals and intentions to their purest form. The relationship between pressure and purpose also reveals itself through the way pressure calls forth your inner resources. When you feel pushed to the edge, you discover reserves of strength, creativity, and courage that you might not have known existed. These moments of intense demand strip away excuses and distractions, revealing the core of your character and the depth of your commitment. Pressure is a mirror reflecting your true capacity and determination, showing you what you are willing to fight for and what you are ready to become. Moreover, pressure builds purpose by shaping your identity and values. When confronted with adversity, you are forced to examine who you are at a fundamental level. What do you stand for? What is non-negotiable? What kind of impact do you want to leave behind? These questions arise naturally in response to pressure, because it disrupts complacency and challenges previously held assumptions. The answers you find help define your purpose in a way that is authentic and deeply connected to your lived experience. In the absence of pressure, purpose can sometimes feel abstract or disconnected from reality. It might exist as a vague aspiration or a distant dream, something nice to think about but hard to grasp. Pressure changes that dynamic by making purpose urgent and immediate. It transforms purpose from a concept into a necessity, something that must be acted upon for survival, growth, or fulfillment. This urgency injects energy and motivation into your efforts, propelling you forward even when the path is difficult. Pressure also has the remarkable ability to foster resilience. Purpose without resilience is fragile. It can be easily shaken by setbacks or obstacles. But pressure, by testing your limits repeatedly, helps you develop the toughness needed to sustain your purpose over time. Each challenge you face under pressure builds a layer of endurance and adaptability, making you better equipped to handle future trials. Resilience born from pressure is not about hardening yourself into rigidity, but about becoming flexible and strong, able to bend without breaking and to recover quickly when knocked down. This process of pressure-building purpose is deeply intertwined with growth. Growth is rarely comfortable or easy. It often involves stretching beyond familiar boundaries and confronting discomfort head-on. Pressure creates the conditions necessary for this kind of growth by forcing you to expand your capacity and rethink your approach. It invites you to shed limiting beliefs and old patterns, to embrace new perspectives, and to take bold actions that align with your emerging purpose. Another important aspect of how pressure builds purpose is the way it fosters connection and meaning. When you are under pressure, you become more aware of your interdependence with others. You realize that your purpose is not just about personal achievement, but about contributing to something larger than yourself. This awareness can inspire collaboration, empathy, and a sense of shared mission. Purpose shaped by pressure often carries a social or communal dimension, rooted in the understanding that your actions affect and are affected by those around you. Pressure also demands accountability. When stakes are high, there is little room for avoidance or procrastination. You must answer to yourself and others, standing firmly behind your commitments. This accountability sharpens your sense of responsibility and integrity, reinforcing your connection to purpose. It pushes you to act with intentionality, to follow through on your promises, and to maintain alignment between your values and your actions. At times, pressure can feel isolating, as though you are facing your challenges alone. Yet this very solitude can deepen your relationship with your purpose. In moments of solitude under pressure, you are stripped of distractions and external influences, left to confront your own truth. This can be a powerful catalyst for self-reflection and clarity, helping you to hear your inner voice more clearly and to connect with the essence of your purpose without interference. Pressure also sharpens your problem-solving abilities. When the consequences of inaction or failure are significant, you are pushed to think creatively, to seek innovative solutions, and to persevere despite setbacks. This problem-solving mindset is a key component of purpose, because it enables you to navigate obstacles and continue progressing toward your goals. Pressure encourages you to become proactive rather than reactive, transforming challenges into opportunities for learning and improvement. In many ways, pressure acts like a forge, subjecting your purpose to intense scrutiny and refinement. Not every pressure-induced purpose will survive the heat, but those that do emerge stronger and more clearly defined. This refining process helps you distinguish between superficial desires and deeply held convictions, allowing you to align your efforts with what truly matters most. The connection between pressure and purpose also highlights the importance of mindset. How you perceive pressure influences its effect on your sense of purpose. If you view pressure as a threat or burden, it can undermine your confidence and create resistance. However, if you embrace pressure as a necessary and even valuable part of growth, it becomes a source of motivation and empowerment. This shift in perspective allows you to harness pressure constructively, using it as a fuel to ignite your purpose rather than letting it extinguish your spirit. Pressure also invites humility. It reminds you that despite your best efforts, some things are beyond your control. This humility encourages a balance between determination and openness, between striving and acceptance. It teaches you to rely not only on your own strength, but also on support systems, collaboration, and sometimes surrender. Purpose shaped under pressure is often more nuanced and compassionate because it incorporates these lessons of humility. In the grand tapestry of life, pressure is an inevitable thread that weaves through every story of purpose. It tests, challenges, and ultimately shapes the direction of your journey. Without pressure, purpose can remain theoretical. With pressure, it becomes living, breathing, and actionable. It moves you from potential to actualization, from dreaming to doing, from confusion to clarity. Pressure compels you to confront what is urgent, to navigate uncertainty with courage, and to commit fully to a cause greater than yourself. It is a teacher, a motivator, and a sculptor, carving purpose out of raw experience. Through pressure, you gain not only a clearer sense of why you are here, but also the determination and resilience to fulfill that purpose despite obstacles. In learning to embrace pressure as a vital part of your growth, you unlock a powerful dynamic, one where hardship and meaning coexist and where every challenge is an invitation to step more fully into your purpose. This dynamic fuels your journey forward, encouraging you to face life's complexities with strength, clarity, and unwavering resolve. Relentless effort is non-negotiable, a fundamental truth that underpins achievement, growth, and mastery in any meaningful pursuit. The journey toward success, fulfillment, or personal transformation rarely follows a smooth, effortless path. Instead, it demands consistent, persistent, and often exhausting labor over time. There is no shortcut around the hard work required to turn dreams into reality, goals into accomplishments, or potential into performance. This relentless effort is not just an optional extra or a temporary boost. It is the very foundation upon which lasting progress is built. At its core, relentless effort means showing up every day, regardless of how motivated or inspired you feel. Motivation can be fleeting, influenced by mood, circumstances, or external validation. Inspiration may come in bursts, but is rarely sustained. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who falter is the ability to keep moving forward even when enthusiasm wanes, when obstacles arise, or when the results seem slow or invisible. This steady, unwavering effort is a demonstration of commitment, discipline, and a deep sense of responsibility to oneself and one's purpose. Relentless effort is often misunderstood as sheer brute force or mindless repetition. In reality, it involves focused, deliberate actions aligned with clear intentions and well-defined objectives. It means working smarter as well as harder, continuously refining methods, learning from mistakes, and adapting to changing circumstances. The relentlessness is not in chaotic frenzy, but in consistent, purposeful effort that pushes boundaries while maintaining direction. It requires both stamina and strategy, perseverance and adaptability. One of the reasons relentless effort is non-negotiable is because the path to mastery or meaningful achievement is filled with challenges that test resolve. These challenges come in many forms: failure, criticism, setbacks, self-doubt, distractions, fatigue. Each one can easily derail progress if met with hesitation or surrender. But relentless effort builds the muscle of resilience, training you to face adversity without giving up. It cultivates a mindset where setbacks are seen not as reasons to quit, but as essential components of growth and learning. Without relentless effort, many would never reach the point where these challenges can be overcome. Relentlessness also implies a refusal to settle for mediocrity or complacency. It is the drive that pushes you beyond comfort zones and habitual patterns. Growth, innovation, and excellence require pushing limits, taking risks, and enduring discomfort. Relentless effort fuels the courage to face uncertainty and the patience to endure long processes that may not yield immediate gratification. This tenacity is what separates fleeting attempts from enduring accomplishments and superficial success from genuine expertise. Furthermore, relentless effort nurtures discipline, a critical ingredient in any meaningful endeavor. Discipline is the ability to regulate oneself to prioritize long, long-term goals over short-term pleasures or distractions. It means making choices every day that align with your objectives even when they are difficult or inconvenient. This kind of self-regulation cannot be sustained by willpower alone. It must be supported by a habit of relentless effort where persistence becomes automatic and ingrained. Over time, this discipline creates momentum, making it easier to maintain effort and progressively build on previous gains. Relentless effort also demands a deep connection to purpose or passion. Sustaining intense effort over time without a compelling reason is nearly impossible. Purpose acts as the fuel that keeps the fire burning when external rewards or immediate results are scarce. When your effort is rooted in meaning, whether it is personal fulfillment, the desire to contribute, or a commitment to a vision, you tap into a wellspring of energy and motivation that goes beyond temporary enthusiasm. This connection to purpose gives relentless effort its emotional and psychological endurance, enabling you to overcome fatigue and discouragement. An essential aspect of relentless effort is the understanding that success and mastery are journeys, not destinations. There is no finish line where effort can suddenly cease without risking decline or stagnation. Continuous improvement requires ongoing effort, learning, and adaptation. Even after reaching milestones, relentless effort keeps you sharp, innovative, and ready to face new challenges. It fosters humility, reminding you that there is always more to learn and room to grow. This mindset prevents complacency and drives sustained excellence. The non-negotiable nature of relentless effort is also evident in the stories of those who have achieved greatness in various fields. Behind every visible success lies countless hours of unseen labor, practice, study, refinement, failure, and repetition. Talent or luck may open doors, but relentless effort is what walks through them and builds lasting achievement. This truth is echoed across disciplines, whether in sports, arts, science, business, or personal development. The common denominator is the refusal to give up, to keep pushing forward regardless of the circumstances. Relentless effort requires a level of mental toughness that is often underestimated. It involves managing emotions such as frustration, boredom, and fear, and staying committed despite uncertainty and setbacks. Developing this toughness means cultivating habits of self-care, reflection, and positive self-talk to maintain balance and motivation. It is not about relentless pressure that leads to burnout, but about sustainable effort that respects your limits while encouraging growth. This balance is crucial for maintaining the longevity of effort without sacrificing well-being. Another dimension of relentless effort is its impact on confidence and self-efficacy. Consistently showing up and working hard builds trust in your own abilities and judgment. Each small victory, each incremental improvement, reinforces the belief that you can influence outcomes through your actions. This growing confidence fuels further effort, creating a positive feedback loop. In contrast, sporadic or half-hearted effort undermines self-belief and makes challenges seem insurmountable. Relentless effort also enhances creativity and problem-solving skills. When you persistently engage with challenges and obstacles, you gain a deeper understanding of the problems you face. This intimate familiarity sparks innovative thinking and opens new pathways to solutions. Giving up too soon or avoiding sustained effort often means missing out on these insights and opportunities for breakthrough. The act of persistent engagement is what transforms difficulties into catalysts for growth and discovery. Moreover, relentless effort fosters a sense of integrity and authenticity. It aligns your actions with your values and goals, demonstrating that you are serious about your commitments. This consistency builds credibility and trust with others, whether in personal relationships, professional environments, or communities. People recognize and respect those who show up relentlessly, as it reflects character and dedication beyond words or promises. Relentless effort also teaches patience. Results often take time to materialize, and immediate success is rare. The ability to sustain effort over months, years, or even decades requires patience and faith in the process. This long-term perspective helps manage expectations and reduces the temptation to seek shortcuts or quick fixes. Patience combined with relentless effort creates a powerful combination for enduring achievement. Importantly, relentless effort is not about perfectionism or unrealistic standards. It embraces progress rather than flawlessness, understanding that setbacks and mistakes are part of the process. The focus is on continual movement forward, not on avoiding failure or achieving instant success. This approach reduces fear and resistance, making effort more sustainable and enjoyable. It encourages a growth mind, set where challenges are opportunities rather than threats. In practice, relentless effort can manifest in many ways: early mornings, late nights, focused study, consistent practice, repeated attempts, thoughtful reflection, and intentional adjustments. It requires creating environments and routines that support sustained effort, such as minimizing distractions, setting clear goals, and seeking accountability. It also involves recognizing when to rest and recharge so that effort remains productive rather than self-destructive. Ultimately, relentless effort is the cornerstone of transformation. Whether your goal is to master a skill, build a business, improve your health, or deepen your relationships, relentless effort is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It is the force that turns intention into action, dreams into reality, and potential into achievement. Without it, even the greatest talents or aspirations can wither. With it, even modest beginnings can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Discipline over motivation is a principle that underlies sustained success and meaningful progress in any area of life. While motivation can be powerful, it is often unpredictable and fleeting, subject to mood swings, external circumstances, and fleeting bursts of inspiration. Discipline, on the other hand, is a steady, reliable force that carries you forward even when motivation wanes or disappears altogether. Choosing discipline over motivation means committing to consistent action and long-term habits rather than waiting for the emotional highs that may or may not arrive. This shift in mindset is critical for anyone seeking to achieve lasting change or mastery. Motivation often feels like a spark, an emotional surge that ignites your desire to start something new or push through a challenge. It is a useful starting point, but rarely sufficient to maintain momentum over time. For example, you might feel highly motivated to begin a fitness routine after watching an inspiring video or hearing a success story. But that excitement alone does not guarantee you will stick with the program through early fatigue, busy schedules, or discouraging plateaus. Motivation is reactive and external, influenced by factors outside your control. It can vanish quickly, leaving behind the daunting reality of consistent effort. Discipline, in contrast, is proactive and internal. It is the conscious decision to take action regardless of how you feel in the moment. Discipline means showing up even on days when motivation is absent or low, trusting that the cumulative effect of your consistent actions will lead to progress. It is the backbone of all habits that produce results because it creates structure and reliability in your daily life. Without discipline, goals remain aspirations rather than realities because motivation alone cannot sustain the daily grind required to achieve anything meaningful. A key aspect of discipline is the establishment of routines and habits that reduce the need for constant decision making. When you discipline yourself to follow certain patterns, whether waking up early, dedicating time to study, or practicing a skill, those actions become automatic and less dependent on fluctuating motivation. This automation conserves mental energy and strengthens your ability to maintain progress over the long haul. Discipline turns difficult tasks into manageable rituals, creating momentum that makes it easier to persist even when enthusiasm fades. Discipline also teaches the valuable skill of delayed gratification. Often, motivation is driven by the desire for immediate rewards or quick wins, When these are not forthcoming, motivation can quickly dissipate. Discipline allows you to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasure or ease. It cultivates patience and persistence, which are essential qualities for any significant achievement. The ability to resist temptation and stay focused on your goals, regardless of immediate discomfort or distraction, is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who give up prematurely. Another reason discipline is more dependable than motivation is its role in building resilience. Life inevitably presents obstacles, setbacks, and periods of low energy or discouragement. Relying solely on motivation can leave you vulnerable to these fluctuations. Discipline provides a steady foundation that helps you navigate difficulties without losing sight of your objectives. It reinforces your capacity to endure challenges and keep moving forward, fostering mental toughness and grit. Discipline transforms obstacles from reasons to quit into opportunities to strengthen your commitment and refine your approach. Discipline also aligns closely with personal responsibility. It places ownership of your actions and outcomes squarely on your shoulders, empowering you to take control of your life. When you depend on motivation alone, you may find yourself blaming external factors or circumstances for your failures or lapses. Discipline, however, encourages accountability by reminding you that consistent effort is a choice you make daily. This mindset fosters greater self-respect and integrity, as you become someone who can be trusted to follow through on commitments regardless of mood or situation. Furthermore, discipline cultivates a mindset of continuous improvement. It encourages you to develop mastery by committing to deliberate practice and sustained effort over time. Mastery is rarely achieved through sporadic bursts of enthusiasm. It requires repetition, reflection, and incremental progress. Discipline keeps you engaged in the process of growth, even when results are slow or invisible, allowing skills and habits to deepen and solidify. This consistent engagement is the foundation of expertise, creativity, and innovation. Discipline also affects how you handle failure and setbacks. Motivated individuals often feel discouraged when things don't go as planned because their drive is tied to positive feelings and success. Discipline provides a buffer against these emotional swings by grounding you in a routine of action regardless of outcomes. It helps you see failure not as a definitive endpoint, but as feedback and a natural part of the learning process. This perspective reduces fear of failure and encourages a growth mindset where persistence is valued over perfection. On a practical level, discipline involves setting clear boundaries and priorities that support your goals. It requires making difficult choices about how you spend your time and energy, often saying no to distractions or tempting alternatives. Discipline means creating an environment and lifestyle that minimize friction and make it easier to maintain focus. For example, it might mean planning your day in advance, limiting social media use, or preparing meals ahead of time to avoid unhealthy options. These intentional decisions build a supportive framework for your efforts and reduce reliance on motivation to push through each obstacle. It is important to recognize that discipline does not eliminate the value of motivation. Rather, discipline acts as the engine that keeps you moving forward when motivation fluctuates. Motivation can still inspire, energize, and remind you of why you started. The most effective approach combines both, using motivation to initiate action and ignite passion, then relying on discipline to sustain consistent progress. This combination creates a powerful dynamic where motivation lights the fire and discipline keeps it burning steadily. Another benefit of prioritizing discipline over motivation is the peace it brings. When you cultivate discipline, you free yourself from the anxiety and frustration of waiting to feel motivated. You stop questioning whether you feel like it, and instead develop confidence in your ability to take action regardless of mood. This certainty reduces procrastination and indecision, replacing them with clarity and momentum. The stability that discipline provides creates a sense of control and empowerment, which positively impacts overall well-being. Discipline also shapes your identity. When you consistently act in alignment with your goals and values, you reinforce a positive self-image. You begin to see yourself as a person who is reliable, committed, and capable. This identity fuels further disciplined behavior because your actions become expressions of who you are, not just tasks to complete. In this way, discipline becomes self-reinforcing, creating a virtuous cycle that propels growth and achievement. Developing discipline requires intentional effort and practice. It often begins with small commitments and gradually expands as you build confidence and capacity. Starting with manageable habits and progressively increasing their difficulty helps create sustainable discipline without overwhelming yourself. It also helps to track progress, celebrate milestones, and learn from setbacks to maintain motivation and accountability. Discipline benefits from support and structure as well. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, seeking mentors, or joining communities with similar goals can reinforce disciplined habits. Accountability partners or systems provide external reminders and encouragement, making it easier to stay consistent. Additionally, developing strategies for managing distractions, stress, and burnout supports ongoing discipline by preserving your physical and mental resources. Ultimately, discipline over motivation is about mastering yourself. It is a commitment to consistency, responsibility, and intentionality that transcends the fleeting nature of emotional states. It is the choice to act in alignment with your highest aspirations even when circumstances are challenging or your feelings are contrary. This mastery empowers you to shape your destiny, build lasting habits, and realize your potential in any area of life. The power of discipline becomes evident over time as small, consistent actions accumulate into significant transformation. It teaches patience, endurance, and focus, the qualities that turn dreams into reality and ambitions into achievements. Embracing discipline as the driving force behind your efforts creates a resilient foundation that sustains progress beyond temporary bursts of motivation, leading to a life characterized by purpose, growth, and fulfillment.